I didn't know.
You know, like I feel like the buckets that are genre, like when you are a I'm trying to think of a way to say this that's not like quantitative, but when you're a creative person who's got the agency to completely control their creative work. You don't always pick a genre, but genre will find you. You know, and so from one point of view, genres are the planets, and people create these narratives that orbit certain planets. But flip it to a incredibly creative person with the agency to control their entire creation. Now that creation is the planet, and some genres will orbit it. And we live in a world where both happens. A team of people will set out to create a thing, and one of the people, one of the aspects of that team would be marketing, and the marketing would be like, well, what genre is it? Who are you selling it to? Who's the target audience, right? And then you have Hideo Kojima. You know what? I learned a vocabulary word the other day. An auteur.
Yes.
And so an auteur, if I'm understanding the definition of it correctly, is a specific type of creator, and it has a sort of pompous connotation to it, but I love the definition of it, where it, and I'm probably gonna flub it as well, which is that like it's the notion that like you can look at the work of art and know exactly who made it. Like the type of creator who is so distinctive that you know their work.
I think if someone calls themselves an auteur,
Fuck
it's
off.
eye rolly and tacky. If someone else calls you an auteur, it's a compliment.
Yeah.
In my personal opinion.
I mean, honestly, I could say fairly objectively, using like not saying that there's merit or worth to it, that it is better or worse or anything, but I'd say most of our gang would classify that like the way that we make our things and the way that we draw, you could probably pick our works out of a lineup.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jeff would definitely qualify for that. Kimmy would. I think I would. I think you would. Let's see. All right. Good night, City. Thanks for stopping by.
I fucked up.
And then yeah. If I had to pick one of all of us, everyone that is out of everyone that's ever come to Sakaga, I could name one name that is probably
I know
like,
the one.
huh?
I know the one.
You know the one?
I'm pretty sure I know the one.
Is it Peggy?
Oh, no, actually.
Oh, really? Oh, who are you thinking?
I was thinking Brant, but it's been a while.
Yeah. The problem is that like they don't really like put that much work out. But yeah, you can definitely pick them out as up a lineup. I would absolutely say Egypt or Nash, aka Peggy, is like, boy. Boy, let me see if I can find a link.
Stone Cold Professional, so.
Oh, she is. Yeah, Stone Cold Professional is another good way to say. Let me just look this up. Put a link to our old friend Egypt or Nash. This is a comic called Decrypting Rita, and it's one of the best things that's ever been made. It is mind-blowing. It's about a robot lady who gets hacked and then suddenly is like perceiving 5 different dimensions of her, like alternate reality versions of herself at the same time, and the narrative is fucking confusing, but you can follow it because Peggy like color-coded the whole fucking thing. And so you've got so much happening all the time, but this is the green path, this is the orange path, this is the blue, and sometimes they're happening at the same time, and she'll cut them up and splice them together, and you get these little like choppy blips where a similar event is happening in 2 dimensions, and they're kind of bound, but then they split off and go in their own way. Oh my god, it is a joy. It is a joy to read this thing. There is nothing like it.
I need to. I would like to borrow your copy at some point if I can.
It is totally in storage right now.
Damn it. Yeah, she.
Well, it's okay. The snow is gone. I can get the storage again.
As I recall, it might have been right when I joined Chicago, but certainly like right before I really started to know Peggy, she had just wrapped up a Kickstarter, so it was one of those like I just missed being able to get in on it. But I mean, like I flipped through it before. I just haven't had an opportunity to actually like sit down.
Well,
and
you know what?
appreciate it.
Yeah, the final omnibus of the entire story is a work of fantastic printing. It is enormous, wide format, crazy thing because the whole thing is written like sideways, and so there aren't really. It's made for the internet first, and you know I actually when I set up my website to do the side scrolling thing, I kind of forgot that Decrypting Rita exists. That totally does the exact same thing, but Rita does it way better because there aren't pages. It's just one flow. And Peggy was smart enough to cut it up into pages so that it could be a book. But but I would argue that the prime experience is the website. And the book is also very, very nice. There is one thing that the book has that the website doesn't, and I think like the sideways flow and the lack of pages is key to the actual Decrypting Rita's experience. But the one thing that the book has is Peggy did this really cool printing technique where
like the offset blacks.
Yeah, the matte black and the gloss black are shapes, and you could be flipping through it, and the light hits it just right, and you're like, wait, what's that? And you tilt the book, and a monster's there, and it's so good. It's so good. It took absolute labor of love to create a work this good, and boy. Oh man, oh boy, oh geez. I will always rave about that. That and Butts to Butts.
Butts is pretty damn good.
But I'll save that for another time because we're coming up on quitting time, I think.
Yeah.